nakita natin na ang perpetrators ng mga organized crime, tortures, killings, kidnappings, and so on, and so on, and so on, again, Chinese. Kailangan din natin ang mas malalim na investigasyon sa sabwatan ng mga inihalal nating mga opisyal ng bayan, mapa mayor, mapa congressman, mapa senador, at kahit pangulo ng ating bansa. Nakita din natin ang mga lugar kung saan ang mga criminal activities kasama na dyan ang lugar kung saan ang mga POGO workers na di makakota sa kanilang ginagawang scam ay pinahihirapan, tinotorture, minomolestya, tinatakot pati pamilya kapalit ng pera, at ang iba na may pinapatay. Sa opening remarks, at maganda rin po yung ating ano tawag ba dito? People's Center, and newly opened. This is our first hearing na ginawa po dito sa People's Center. And thank you so much for allowing us to use this for the first time. And this is my opening remarks. At ang ating pong opening remarks ay sasama na rin po natin ng konting presentation. We collated this presentation on all of the investigation that we have conducted, because this will be our last hearing together with the Committee on Games and Amusement. Because the plenary, the members, have created a quadcom composed of 4 committees. Committee on Public Order and Safety, Committee on Human Rights, Committee on Drugs, and Committee on Public Accounts. So ito na po yung aking opening remarks and presentation. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Noong nakaraang Lunes po, sa pangunguna po ng ating Speaker Martin Romualdez, kasama po ang ilan sa ating mga members ng committee na ito, kasama rin po si Co-Chair Oni Ferrer. Kami po ay nagpunta sa Bamban, Tarlac, sa Porac at sa Mexico, Pampanga, kung saan nasabat ng ating mga operatiba ang mga droga na iniimbestigahan sa Committee on Dangerous Drugs sa pangunguna ni Chairman Ace Barbers. Nakita din natin ang mga lugar kung saan ang mga criminal activities were being perpetrated by perpetrators. Kasama na dyan ang lugar kung saan ang mga POGO workers na di makakota sa kanilang ginagawang scam ay pinahihirapan, tinotorture, minomolestya, tinatakot pati pamilya kapalit ng pera, at ang iba na may pinapatay at nawawala na lang na parang bula. Ito po mga criminal elements that lead to a lot of human right violations and must be investigated more deeply dahil may connection siya sa extrajudicial killing sa war on drugs that is now being investigated by Chairman Benny Abante under the Committee on Human Rights. Binisita din po namin ang mga pasilidad na nasa pangangalaga na po ng PNP at ng PAOK-TF. But sad to say that a much comprehensive approach on this must be put in place. Tama si Speaker Martin Romualdez, kailangan ng inventaryo na mga gamit at pangangalaga ng tamang ahensya upang di masira ang mga kagamitan at pasilidad sa mga naturang lugar. Kailangan din natin ang mas malalim na investigasyon sa sabwatan ng mga inihalal nating mga opisyal ng bayan, mapa mayor, mapa congressman, mapa senador, at kahit pangulo ng ating bansa. We can see a pattern of bribery in the highest form to betray the Filipino people, attempting to kill the sovereignty of this nation at ibenta ang ating kalayaan. And I will explore this issue in a while. These public agencies and public servants abusing their authority must be held accountable under the Committee on Public Accounts headed by Chairman Caraps Paduano. Tama lang po ang approach ng Kongreso sa pangunguna ni Speaker Martin Romualdez. Malalim na investigasyon sa organized crime under my committee. Illegal drugs under the Committee of Dangerous Drugs. Mga violation sa karapatang pantao, Pilipino man o banyaga sa Committee on Human Rights at public accountability ng mga tao sa gobyerno na inabuso ang kapangyarihan na pinagkaloob sa kanila ng mamamayan na nasa ilalim ng Committee on Public Accounts. Last Monday, it was moved by Senior Deputy Speaker Dong Gonzales that these 4 committees should start a joint meeting to expedite the interconnection of different issues and thereafter recommending prosecution for those perpetrators. Sa lahat ng 4 na issue ito, iisa lamang ang common denominator. Chinese. Patutunayan natin, unang issue, PIDEA files drug wraps versus importers of shabu in magnetic lifters. Noong August 29, 2018, 335 kilos of shabu worth billion of pesos ang mga nahuling mga taga-China, Chan Yihua, Xiang Quan. Noong April 16, 2024, sa pagpapatuloy ng operasyon ng PIDEA, nahulihan ang 1.8 tons of shabu worth $230 million. Sa Zambales, 500 kilograms of shabu nahuli 4 na Chinese nationals. Si Gao Maoshu, si Hong Hanxie, si Eddie Tan, at si Su Yuha na lahat taga Fujian, China. Yung 14K Hong Kong Triad at si Sun Yi-o, pinakamalaking powerful drug trafficking organization in the global illegal drug market. Sila ang pinakamalaking supplier na shabu sa Pilipinas at sinabi nila na ang Pilipinas ang pinaka-the best sa market at transshipment at point ng shabu dito sa ating pong rehiyon. Sa Cavite, 2 Chinese men ang napatay at 2 bilyong shabu ang nakuha ng PIDEA. Ito ang mga droga na apprehended were all brought here by Chinese. Ang nahuli ay mga Chinese. Ang gumawa ay Chinese. Ang tanong dito is bakit nila pinupuno ng droga ang bansang Pilipinas? The Chair would like to show and share to you briefly the opium wars of China with Great Britain. The first opium war was in 1841. Ang emperor nila during that time ay si Dang Guang. Dahil during that time, ang Western, particularly ang Great Britain, di sila makapag-trade sa China dahil ayaw ng emperor. Kaya ang ginawa ng British, they flooded China with drugs, leading to widespread addiction na nagdulot ng pagkakagulo, pagpapatayan, social unrest, and ang economic impact sa Chinese government. At ito ang naghudyat ng unang digmaan ng 2 bansa. At dahil dito, this forced China na ibigay ang Hong Kong for 100 years sa Britanya. Ang ikalawang digmaan naman po ng opium war ng China with Britain ay noong 1856. Yung pagkakahuli ng isang ship ng Britain called Arrow by the Chinese authorities, ito ang ginamit ng British to start another opium war. Nagsama-sama na dito ang Great Britain, France, and other Western forces that lead to the defeat of China. At dahil dito, na-capture ang Beijing in 1860. Natapos ang digmaan na ito with the signing of the Treaty of Tianjin in 1858 and the Treaty of Beijing in 1860. Ang mga treaty na ito ay expanding yung control ng Western sa China ports, sa markets, at gawing legal ang opium o drug trade. Ganon din po ba ang ginagawa ng China sa atin with our own version of war on drugs? Di po ba ang daming mga droga naggaling sa China? Kailan po ba ito nagsimula? Di po ba halos lahat ng nagpapasok ng droga sa ating bayan ay Chinese according sa ating mga reports ng PIDEA? Sino ang nagpapasok sa kanila? Yan po ay katanungang iiwan ko sa inyo panandalian, pero maliwanag pa sa sikat ng araw na ang issue ng droga ang evolve ang ating common denominator, mga Chinese. Pangalawa, sa issue ng paglabag sa karapatang pantao, sa hearing po ng Committee on Human Rights, marami po ang established na namatay sa war on drugs. Ang PNP report, lumalabas, 7,640. Sa Presidential Communication Office, inilabas nila na 20,000 ang report ng PCO na umabot noong taong 2017. These deaths includes human rights abuses that was a product of war on drugs that was carried out by the illegal drugs brought by the Chinese national in cahoots with bribe Filipinos appointed and elected official of the government. Sila ang makabagong makapili. At dito naman sa ating investigasyon sa Pogo, nakita natin na ang perpetrators ng mga organized crime, tortures, killings, kidnappings, and so on, and so on, and so on. Again, Chinese. Sa issue naman po ng korporasyon, ng pag-aari ng mga Chinese, thousands of hectares of land na pag-aari ng mga korporasyon na ang mga incorporators ay mga Chinese. Yung Empire 99 Corporation, 300 titles na-establish po to sa Committee ng Public Accounts ni Chairman Caraps Paduano, and all the incorporators are Chinese. Ang mga politiko naman na pretending to be Filipinos but supported by a company owned by China or affiliated with China. Naalala niyo po ba yung mga tarpaulin na ganito na kung saan gagawin tayong probinsya ng China? This is a mind setting. This is mind conditioning. Ilan pa kaya ang alis go sa ating mga elected officials? Ilan pa kaya sa kanila o sa amin o sa atin dito ang supported directly or indirectly by the wide, comprehensive mobilization of their different elements to perpetrate their intention to control our nation and invade us without firing a single bullet. Pati na ang iniimbestigahan natin dito. Yung SMNI was investigated by Congress. It was mentioned by Napoda City Representative Toby Chanco noong December 11 na karang taon that SMNI is affiliated with CGTN, China Global TV Network. Meron silang partnership which was used to push the China's agenda. Pansinin po natin yan, mga kababayan. And even ang NGCP, ang National Grid Corporation, siyang nagsusupply ng kuryente sa buong Pilipinas, sila ang bumubuhay sa ating ekonomiya dahil sila nagdadala nito sa ating mga pabrika, sa ating mga tahanan, sa paaralan, sa ating gobyerno, sa ating military, sa ating PNP. Lahat ng sakay ng gobyerno, sila ang nag-aalaga ng seguridad ng ating kuryente. Ang 40% nito ay pag-aari ng State Grid Corporation of China. 60% kay Henry C. and Robert Coyuto. Tama si Speaker Martin Romualdez. We need to buy back through the Sovereign Wealth Fund yung Maharlika Investment Corporation na mabili natin kahit isa man lang board seat sa NGCP. Dahil tayo na lamang sa buong mundo ng national grid or our transmission line is owned by a private company, owned by a foreigner, owned by a country who wants to control us and invade us silently. Di ba yung 9-meter dash line na sinakop na nila ang buo nating karagatan ay gusto na nilang kunin? Gumising na po tayo, mga kababayan. as reported and discussed in the Committee on Transportation headed by Chairman Romy Acop, ang Coast Guard. 36 Coast Guards, Chinese, mga general, mga koronel. Ang first line of defense natin, depend natin, yung ating pong coastline, yung ating karagatan, sila nagdedepensa. Pero meron po tayong mga general ng mga Chinese, meron tayong mga koronel ng mga Coast Guards. They penetrated us. Our first line of defense was penetrated already. And even General Gaban told us and asked for an executive session during that time. Dahil sinasabi, nababayaran ang posisyon sa Coast Guard. Pera din ang umiiral, nagkabayaran dito, the power of bribery were all around us, that Filipinos, especially elected and appointed officials, accepted the bribe without really knowing that they were already selling our sovereignty and our territory. Even our Philippine Statistics Authority, the requirement for the late registration was relaxed. Thereby, the easy access for birth certificate for Chinese was done without haste. The service provider of PSA is Unisys with link with the Chinese corporation Lenovo. Madaling makakuha ng Philippine passport dahil madali na ang pagkuha ng birth certificate. Thousands of Chinese were issued Filipino passport. Even our students' visa, issued by different agencies, and special resident visa, and the retirement visa, and also yung AEP ng DOLE. 180,000 were issued to POGO's employees, were all used to mobilize their Chinese people to penetrate us, to penetrate our wealth, our rights, and our nation. Yung mga uniforme na nakita sa PORAC na may People's Liberation Army seal is an indication that Chinese military people are running the show in these facilities. Sinisinimula na po tayo ng kanilang operasyon using our own resources. Sa madaling salita, kinigisa tayo sa sarili nating mantika. Ang lahat na nangyayaring ito na may kinalaman ang mga Chinese ay isang bagay na di natin dapat isawalang bahala. Mahal natin yung mga Chino na pinapanganak at lumaki, nagkaisip, namuhay, na tunay na isang Pilipino. Sila man po ay hindi dugong Pilipino, subalit sila naman po ay pinili na maging Pilipino sa isip, sa salita, at sa gawa. Tama ang Pangulo ng ating bansa, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. The pivotal decision of the President turning not away from China but in the middle and put the primary interest of this nation first deserves high respect and accolade. Salute. We may have been involved to these different elements of silent invasion without us knowing it. Pero ngayong alam na po natin, tama na, tigilan na po natin to. This is not about money anymore. Not about power too. But this is about our freedom. Kailan tayo kikilos at magkakaisa kung tayo ay nasakop na tulad ng ginawa ng Britanya sa kanila. Dumami ang droga, dumami ang patayan, nagkagulo, di nagkakaisa, at sa gitna ng kanilang kaguluhan, sila ay sinakop ng Britanya. Matuto na sana tayo sa kasaysayan. Even our own history, 300 taon tayong sinakop ng Kastila, sinakop tayo ng Hapon, sinakop tayo ng Amerikano. At matapos sila tayong masakop, saka lang tayo nagkaisa at lumaban. Never again. Let's be united and maintain our freedom. Maraming salamat at naway gabayan tayo ng Ama na lumikha ng langit at lupa.
Mr. Chair.
Pasensya na po kayo kung masyadong mahaba yung presentation ko, but
Mr.
because
Chair.
this will be our last hearing that will be conducted by the joint committee hearing of Games and Amusement and the Committee on Public Order, I have to save this peace.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Congressman Chairman Abante.
May I interpolate on your privilege speech?
You are not allowed to interpolate the chairman. You can interpolate the resource speakers.
Chairman.
Co-chair.
Congressman Paduano, please.
Chairman, hearing from the opening remarks of the two chairs, no? And you pointed out that this will be the last hearing of the joint committee. Of course, I yield to the position of both chair. But for me, kasi Mr. Chairman, unless until the issues, no, behind this POGO, particularly in Porac, saka in Pampanga, malinaw po yung involvement ng mga individual, civilian and government officials involved in these POGO operations. I think, Mr. Chairman, it should be established and it should be approved by this committee. Now, of course, I hope that the issues and concerns and the questions of the members of this joint committee will be satisfied after in today's hearing. That can only be concluded. We can only conclude that indeed this is the last day of hearing. Knowing that, for example, in my committee on public accounts, though the Quadcom has already created through resolution and the privileged speech of Senior Deputy Speaker Don Gonzales, but still, issues regarding local, particularly the Municipality of Mexico, Pampanga, and San Simon, Pampanga, the Tayabas, now which involve government anomalous transactions with foreign national, the Chinese nationals, ay hindi po namin iti-terminate yun. Kasi ang sa akin lang po, we have not yet, for me personally, hindi pa po ako satisfied with all the testimonies and the facts gathered in the previous hearings. Kaya po, I do believe na, and I hope that in today's hearing, lahat po ng mga issues, no, at saka yung mga involvement ng mga elected public officials, well, in fact, yung question dun sa PSA, sa SEC, no, and all other agencies, the DFA, marami pa po eh. No, but of course, if it is connected with the Quadcom, pwede po. But yung parochial issues pa rin po, eh, dapat ma-resolve po dito sa committee na to. That's only my opinion, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, the opinion of the chairman of the Committee on Public Accounts is well taken. If ever that need to have another hearing for this purpose, if there are some local or parochial issues that have to be tackled by this joint committee hearing, we will do so. But I think all the issues and matters pertaining to this POGO investigation will be elevated on the Quadcom for now. Yun ang decision of the both chairman. But of course, it is incumbent upon the members to give their views on this. But if it pertains to the POGO investigation, basically, we will elevate it on the Quadcom. Okay. So, Chairman, paki-acknowledge mo na.
Yeah, before we proceed, allow me to recognize the following House members who are present. Congressman Patrick Michael D. Vargas of the 5th District of Quezon City. Congressman Joseph Jojo Lara of 3rd District of Cagayan. Congressman Bonifacio Bosita of One Rider Party List. And Congressman Bienvenido Abante Jr., 6th District of Manila. Mr. Chair, co-chair, before we proceed, no? Kasi yesterday nga, for the information of everyone here, the House unanimously adopted House Resolution number 1880, authorizing the 4 committees and the motu proprio investigation which we're conducting for the games and amusement and the public order and safety was transferred to the 4 committees created yesterday. That's why ito na yung last meeting natin.
Chairman, can you also discuss the ground rules before we proceed to the proper discussion proper?
Okay, we would like to remind everyone of our ground rules in conducting this inquiry. Number one, those who wish to propound questions to our resource person shall have their names listed with the committee secretariat. Members will be recognized in the order that they appear on this list. The first member of the minority to have their name listed will be the first to interpolate, followed by the first member for the majority, and so on. Each member shall have 5 minutes to give their comments, manifestation, or ask questions. The speaker, deputy speakers, the majority leader, minority leader, and co-chairs may interject, ask questions at any time. A member who wishes to give their time to another member shall automatically forfeit their slot in the list and will only be listed back upon the request. A member who wishes to interpolate anew may have their name listed for the second round. And finally, please be reminded to observe proper decorum and basic courtesy in our proceedings. Please address your questions to the co-chairs and wait to be recognized before interjecting or responding to a query. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll be proceeding to the discussion proper. So,
Mr. Chairman.
the first, yes, Congressman Paduano.
Just administrative matters, Mr. Chairman. The Cruz family was invited last hearing. Is the Cruz family present in today's hearing? The owner of the properties, the whirlwind, are they present?
These are the Roberto Cruz families. Comsec, can you kindly tell these two committees the status of those personalities that we have invited in the last hearing?
Hindi ko na masundan, wala sa akin yung ano.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. With your permission, two of the Cruz siblings from Porac sent the committees a letter.
Andyan yung letter?
Yes, sir.
So anong, what's the letter all about?
they-
Makakarating ba
they
sila
are-
o hindi?
Sir, they are asking to be excused today because we have just arrived, if I may quote from the letter, sir, we have just arrived today and had cut short our stay abroad with our mother, Maria Teresita T. Cruz. We therefore request that our appearance to be excused be dispensed with on August 7, sir. But they have submitted their position paper and inclusive of all the annexes, which we furnished the committees via Viber, sir.
Does it satisfy the query of
Chairman.
Chairman Paduano?
During the previous hearing, what was the order of the committee? Is it a Siokos order?
No. It's the first time that we have invited the Cruz
So
families.
that was the first time.
Yes.
So we didn't know that they are abroad during the time.
Now, the explanation is now they just arrived, when? Yesterday? Comsec? Maybe yesterday, because the letter was received by the Comsec
So just for the
yesterday.
record, it was the first time that they were invited.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, next, Mr. Chairman, is the mayor of Porac, Pampanga is present?
He's here. Mayor Kapil is here.
Mayor, can I ask the mayor why he is absent during the previous hearing? Because as far as I remember, his letter excuses of all the town fiesta.
So there's a question. You can answer it directly, Mayor Kapil.
Apo, yes, Your Honor. Good morning po. We wrote to the committee po na to be excused because of our fiesta celebration, yearly celebration po. That's our fiesta. Sorry for that, Your Honor.
During the time,
Yes, that time.
That
Mismo
day
po,
mismo?
July 31.
July 31?
Patron saint of St. Ignatius de Loyola po.
Okay.
So for the information of Congressman Paduano, I received the letter of Mayor Kapil, and I have seen that in the last hearing. So meron po silang piyesta. Go ahead, Congressman Paduano. Any other
No, Mr. Chairman, but he was
issue?
issued, as far as I remember, he was issued a Siokos order.
No. We never issue a show cause order to him yet. Wala. First time niyang hindi umattend the last time.
Yeah, because I thought all the while that the excuse letter was not accepted by this committee. That
No,
why was issued the Siokos
there
order.
was a confusion during that time because accordingly, it was read that it was a preparation for the kapistahan. But when I read the letter, it was indeed the day of the feast.
Okay, I yield to the opinion of the chair.
Okay. Any other matter before we go to the discussion proper? If none, we'll be proceeding to the discussion proper, and the chair would like to recognize Congressman Representative Anjong for your queries. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.